So we take all of our competitors seriously, and always have done. When we developed our strategy, which we fine-tuned for this year, we fine-tuned it in the knowledge that these competitors were coming. Some of these competitors is not new, and we think the strategy is the right strategy. We just keep focused on those strategy. But we don't take any competitors lightly. Actually, we think it's a good thing. We think competition is good for the marketplace. We think competition is actually very good for us because it keeps us lean and mean.
So in terms of pricing, let's say voice, are you going to see it remain constant, or are you likely to see it go high?
We've been saying now for a while that voice pricing is pretty cheap, and you can see what happens when voice pricing goes below cheap. You just have to look at where the marketplace is today. So we don't see that there's more erosion on voice pricing going forward.
So you maintain it where it is?
Yeah, we always need to be very careful when we kind of give a steer on pricing, but actually we think, and we maintain that voice pricing is kind of optimal at the moment, and we don't see a need to change. We don't see why the market will change anyway. But our intention with the fiber is to do two things. One is to connect our own base stations back into the core, and the second is to get into some of those big commercial buildings. We'll also try some really high-value residential, but not many. I mean, there's a lot of competitors in that space already, and we're not really pushing to get fiber into the home in the same scale as some of those competitors. But getting into the commercial buildings is important. We are signing up quite a lot of customers, and that does two things. One, it gets us to really competitive pricing, and the second thing is it gets us to manageable quality.
Just talked of high commercial residential areas, but in Israel, some months ago you are piloting on Vuma at home. Has it been successful?
So we went into one residential estate in Embakasi, and we're picking up our learnings from there at the moment. It's pretty successful, but at the moment, we're just making sure we get it right, and it's likely that we will get into some of these high density residential areas, but it's not a real critical part of our strategy.
Okay, my second question is a clarification on the LTE. You mentioned that you'll be signing the contract with the government. Then you also mentioned that you'll be rolling out a number of LTE sites across the country. Can you give me exactly the number of sites you'll be rolling out? Is it for commercial or the GOK project?
It's both, right? So the GOK project is quite specific to Mombasa and to Nairobi, and once the contract is signed and all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted, we'll be ready to roll. We have given the government a timetable, and the timetable starts from the signing of the contract. Obviously, you can't do anything before then, and so we expect that by June we'll be done and dusted. However, in the intervening period, we'll have some stuff to demonstrate and some stuff working. It's not a kind of complete one day you just turn everything on.
Commercial.
So on the commercial front, we will be rolling out in 15 towns over a 12-month period. Now, at this stage, we can't tell you how many base stations, and clearly we'll start with the high density areas, but we will have 15 towns and cities covered, which is actually quite a bit.